Thursday morning, January 24th. Just about 5 after 6, 7 after 11 in the morning. This is video 5 of 5 for the day. Yay! I mean, 5 of 5 intended videos. Who knows what might happen? And doing mindfulness. I'm not a mindfulness coach or therapist or anything like that. I just believe in the materials. I have permission to use these copyrighted materials from the people that collate and teach them because I've got a lot of experience being a mental health services consumer, not counselor. Consumer, not counselor. It's always recommended that anybody watching this, gets professional help if they can, and I cover the whys, the hows, the let's be safe, and all of that in videos 1 through 3 on the January 22nd, 2019 cluster of videos. So mindfulness skills are used to take hold of our mind when our mind's trying to take hold of us. We want to be in control of our mind. And so this is an overview that covers 3 other perspectives of mindfulness. We've already covered how to use mindfulness and skills like ideas for practicing this mindfulness skill of non-judgmentalness, the idea for practicing participating, ideas for practicing describing, a lot of ideas for practicing observing. So now we're looking at 3 other perspectives on mindfulness, and one is mindfulness practice as a spiritual perspective, and the other is the skillful means, taking hold of your everyday life by balancing doing mind and being mind, so using skillful means to achieve mindfulness. And the last perspective is wise mind, so walking the middle path. What does that mean? Kind of like an opening into what does that mean, because it's pretty complicated, I think. So goals of mindfulness practice as a spiritual perspective would be to experience ultimate reality as it is, which leads to a sense of inner spaciousness and awareness of intimate wholeness with the entire universe, the transcendence of boundaries, and the ground of our being. So when you add mindfulness into any of this, I say the traditional spiritual practices, it's going to like expand, I guess, what's already going on. So another reason to use it in your spiritual practice would be to grow in wisdom of the heart and of action. Maybe how to bring your spiritual practice into active participation in life. Because mindfulness is not just about being in your head. It's about how to take your head out into the world in good ways. Which I'm sure is, we're having a war of the religions along with everything else. So the other reason, from a spiritual perspective, to experience freedom by letting go of attachments to the demands of your own desires, cravings, and intense emotions, and radically accepting reality as it is. That would be radical acceptance in a good version of radical. To increase love and compassion towards yourself and towards others. So wise mind from a spiritual perspective. Wise mind. Okay, let's look at the picture for wise mind again. So, doing mind is our rational mind. It's thinking, it's making lists, it's planning out things, it's checking the time, it wants to know what time it is. Being mind is our emotional mind. It's, you know, when you're holding your baby or you're hugging your husband, or maybe you're petting your dog, you're just feeling happy. Maybe you're out walking in the sun, checking out the trees, you're just feeling whatever you're feeling. You're not really noticing how long you're experiencing the feeling, or you're following a path because it feels good and you're just walking, you're not going anywhere. And then in the middle is wise mind. I'm gonna have to plug my phone in. In the middle is wise mind. battery stuff. So anyway, wherever the circles went, oh, there's the circles. Wise mind, the overlap between emotion and rationality. So maybe you're out taking a walk and stuff, but later on you've got, in a couple hours, you've got a doctor's appointment that you know you need to be on time for, because otherwise you'll skip your appointment, your insurance will get billed, maybe you bump back, you got to pay the cash. So you're out there and you're enjoying the walk, you're really in your emotion mind, enjoying that sunshine, you're just kind of wandering down streets, looking at houses, walking your dog, whatever. But you're keeping in your mind also a little bit track of the time so that you can be back at your house, with 30 minutes to drive to the doctor. So that's just wise mind. Enjoying your emotions, but not getting lost from them. All right. So wise mind as a contemplative practice would be mindfulness meditation, contemplative prayer, contemplative action, and centering prayer. And some of the thoughts and attitudes and actions designed to help us express or experience connection to. So the contemplative practice would help us connect to the sacred, the divine within, the transcendent, to God, the Great Spirit, the Absolute, Elohim, the Nameless One, Brahma, Allah, Parvatigar. I don't know if I said that right. Ultimate reality, the totality, the source, our essential nature, our true self, the core of our being, the ground of being, no self and emptiness. Wise mind experience from a spiritual perspective would be like the experience where a deeper layer of reality rises to consciousness, a reality that has always been there but has been misperceived, an experience of expansion of consciousness, the experience of unity and oneness within the sacred. Wise mind from the perspective of mysticism, which is the 7 characteristics of mystical experience, which I guess I'm more into. So I would say there's the direct experience without words of ultimate reality. Well, I wouldn't say it, they said it, but I would agree. Experience of unity, the awareness of oneself and of no distance between oneself, reality, and all other beings. Without words, experience of reality that cannot be grasped and can only be described with metaphors and stories. You would feel certain. During the experience, certainty of the experience is total, undeniable, and clear. You would feel practical. The experience is one concretely beneficial to one's life and well-being. It's an integrative experience that establishes harmony of love, compassion, mercy, kindness, quieting of extreme emotions, serenity. I don't know why that's not in somewhere else, but serenity. And sapiential, experience that leads to wisdom, enhances capacity for intuitive knowledge. And then, loving kindness. I like loving kindness because there's good loving kindness meditations online, and a lot of them. So you just look it up by looking up online loving kindness meditations. Plus you can make your own. Practicing loving kindness to increase love and compassion. What is loving kindness? Loving kindness is a mindfulness practice designed to increase love and compassion, first for ourselves, then for our loved ones, for our friends, and for those we are angry with, for difficult people, for enemies, and then for all beings. Loving kindness can protect us from developing and holding on to judgmentalness, ill will, and hostile feelings towards ourselves and others. Practicing loving kindness. Practicing loving kindness is like saying a prayer for yourself or someone else. As when you're asking or praying for something for yourself or for others, you actively send loving and kind wishes and recite in your mind words and phrases that express goodwill towards yourself and others. I know that this stuff probably is covered in all the big religions, but this is just like a little tiny self-help book for basic people. Loving kindness instructions, regular people. Maybe people that don't got a lot of other instructions. Loving kindness instructions. Choose a person to send loving kindness toward. Do not select a person. Don't start with someone that's really hard. Do not select a person you do not want to relate to with kindness and compassion at first. Start with yourself, or if this is too difficult, with a person you already love, or your puppy. Sitting, standing, or lying down, begin by breathing slowly and deeply, observing the palms of your hands. Gently bring the person to mind. Radiate loving kindness by reciting a set of warm wishes such as, may I be happy, may I be at peace, may I be healthy, may I be safe, or another set of positive wishes of your own. Repeat the script slowly and focus on the meaning of each word as you say it in your mind. So the important thing is not necessarily to just rotely repeat the words, it's to feel in your heart. May I feel safe. And then bring that feeling of all the things that make you feel safe into your heart. That's the practice of it. Anybody can read the words, pretty much. And in one of the videos that I watched, she does it where you practice and then you say, may I feel safe? And then you imagine that you well, the traditional ones are, may you feel safe, may you feel happy, may you feel healthy and strong, may you take care of yourself joyfully, and may you live with ease. And then after you say that, then you imagine that there is a beautiful white flower, like lotus or rose at your heart, and inside of it is a golden ball of beautiful golden light. And then you say that, and then you imagine that golden ball of beautiful light getting bigger and bigger and sprinkling sparkles on your person or your flower or your puppy. Then they get a happy smile on their face. If you have distracting thoughts, just notice them as they come and go and gently bring your mind back to your script. Continue until you feel yourself immersed in loving kindness. Gradually work yourself up through loved ones, friends, those you're angry with, difficult people, enemies, and finally all beings. For example, use a script such as, may John be happy, may John be at peace, and so on. Or you can say it like, John, may you be happy, may you be at peace, like that. As you concentrate on radiating loving kindness to John. Practice each day, starting with yourself and then moving to others. That's it for this time.